to cloud. Okay, welcome to this morning's MicroProfile marketing hangout. I'm Ed Brott, and I'm going to be hosting these calls this month. I guess there's only 2 of them. It's everybody's responsibility to help me take notes. The meeting is being recorded, and we'll post it to the YouTube channel once it's finished being uploaded. With that, welcome, and I guess we can get going. I can share the screen, maybe. Yes.
Ed, sorry, have you chosen a steward, like a co-steward, so you present and are talking, and this person can let others come in and things like? You always need someone a second.
I haven't. Once you're late, we lock the door, man.
I will say again, volunteer Neha to do this.
She did volunteer herself earlier. Let's see. Yeah, you still want to? Are you still up for that?
Yeah. You can do that. I'll take care of the other stuff.
Okay, so you are now co-host. Okay.
Yep, I see that.
All right. So can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
See, yeah, okay. If you're watching, okay. So one of the first things I want to point out is we rearranged how these work list items are going to be recorded here. We'll see how this goes, right? We split it in. We downsized the number of columns, and we split it into separate sections for each of the relevant subject areas. We'll go through this as we need to go over topics for today. I only have, Amelia, we only have your topic as other than the action items. If you want to pick that up.
Okay, so this topic was meant to be in one of the boxes. It's just that I didn't want to change the template, and it should be under social media box. But if it's not there, I can just go in it. Ed, can you click on to the link? And thank you so much.
Sorry, my dog has decided
It's
he
so
wants
cute.
to be barking.
It's super cute. So I cannot show you. We have, thanks Neha for the tweet. So we have, can you show the actual tweet or the actual, we have the blog already published.
Is this one? Is that what you want? Or?
No, I want the link of the blog. I want to explain what we did with Victor. So if you go to blog.com, it's here actually. It should be here, there, publish. No, there. You see it here, 12 days ago, here. It says, thank you for being amazing. Your blog is published. Can you click on that one? Thank you so much. Yes, thank you. So what Victor did was he started.
Sorry, it's loading.
Yeah, it's fine. I will though. So Victor is part of the Guatemalan, a leader of the Guatemala blog, Jack users group. And he noticed that while he is teaching at the universities and doing the consulting work and all those things he does for his company and the community, there was nothing in Spanish on MicroProfile. So he started it slowly, and he has been creating these videos this year. There are a total of 13 videos, and you can, if you could scroll down, and they are added not only by extensions of the APIs of MicroProfile, but also about the implementations the MicroProfile is run. And each video is about 30 to 1 hour. And he created a MicroProfile YouTube playlist under his blog, or you can call it YouTube blog. And all of it has been added into one main blog with the minutes. What is important is that we talk about MicroProfile champions and what it means. He is one of the people that are leading the lower the bar to entry for Latin American or Hispanic speaking communities of developers and users. This is exactly what we need because it will affect the adaptability of MicroProfile. The next goal, because the blog is completed and he has also completed the videos, is to export either by cross-posting these videos, each individual under the community MicroProfile playlist in YouTube, or send us the actual files so that his videos can be in 2 different places. And this is something we need to work with him. And clearly, John, Emily, it's likely that you will need to help on this matter because it's about YouTube and I have no idea about it, but we are with him extremely excited. At the end, he sent a message to the MicroProfile community forum. It has been followed by, hey, we're doing some changes in these things. Maybe this video is not going to be good. Something that he needs to follow. There is, there's a conversation to be had, but this is something super important to us, especially because what it means for Hispanic technical users and developers. And we want to make sure to not only to appreciate him, but understand that he, with Ryan's help, this blog has been scheduled for until next June 30th. It will go twice a month until June 30th, and we will track it to see, the broadcasting of the information. Questions about this? And Ryan, do you have anything to say while you were working on this task as well as the end feature to thank Victor properly?
No. I think it's a great amount of content. I think it's going to be very useful for the Spanish community. But I'm surprised that we put in one blog post. Could have broke it up to maybe a bunch of them or something too.
It was a strategic because this one allows us to do one tweet twice a month altogether. That is a strategic. But anyone else?
A lot of work.
Yes.
Props for that.
Correct. He has t-shirts and everything for MicroProfile. I think he's missing maybe the hoodie. We will fix that. But questions about this? This is very important. John, Emily, do you have questions? Because it's not that we're in a rush to do the exports, but this is extremely awesome. Correct, Debbie? Extremely awesome.
So I do have a question.
Tell me.
So it looks like he split these up across multiple implementations.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, that was the main thing that I want to see is, everyone gets kind of a fair shake from an implementation perspective.
Yes, all of it. There are no preference. There is no one vendor is more important than the other one. Is extremely neutral. And extremely shouldn't be even added. It's very neutral.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So can you hear me?
Yes, Emily.
Okay. So I think, yeah, this is awesome. I'm wondering how can we push this forward with other languages, because he demonstrates a really good example here. Yeah, I think we should. How about French? How about other languages? And
Correct. Correct.
This is one thing. The other thing is you mentioned a MicroProfile champion. So can we also, in the marketing side, maybe we should also kind of have a new title like MicroProfile champions, so that encourage people to contribute, and then they can receive this title MicroProfile champion. And then, I mean, we will grow this community and more people want to get involved.
Yes. So Emily, 2 things. This is the pilot for us to push forward the MicroProfile technology in different languages. And Victor has helped us lead the forte. With his example, we can do anything and show others how things can be done. Not only is Victor going to be highlighted twice a month, right, Ryan? I don't know what days you chose, but it should be work week and weekend, twice a month for a very long time. But also we can say, hey, if you do X, we can do this for you, right? Like it's not only a single individual, doesn't matter who he works for or she works for to do this. However, this is something that needs to be volunteered by, imagine someone in Germany can do this, someone in France, someone in Africa, someone in Asia. I mean, we need to do
Yeah.
the work. And this is an example to do that. And we need to document how it was done. So that will come a little bit later. But then when we talk about the champions has been an important topic listed twice in the 2021 program for MicroProfile, something that is important. However, we are working with trademarks and compatibility, and it has been, you know, in the back burner. We have been working on this, as you can see, doing things to add value and lower the bar to entry for different societies. I call it societies when you speak different languages, right? Because that is the major level of, I cannot use MicroProfile because I do not know how, and I speak Spanish, right? So this needs different leaders or stewards to lead for a country, say French, Germany, like a language, right? Portuguese, and it just needs owners to do this. That's it. And for the champions, they will come later. Victor has plenty of t-shirts. We have made sure that the Tommy Drive side that he always has enough t-shirts to give away to anyone that he fits, right? So we just need to tackle this slowly.
Yeah, we could even design a new T-shirt for the MicroProfile champion.
Correct.
So basically, they'll have a like says a MicroProfile champion, and then it's kind of that's a very almost like a limited edition. Only MicroProfile champion can wear that.
Yes, the steering committee will have to sign on the whatever we decide to do.
Yeah,
and this is
exactly.
coming later
That'll
for
be
Q4.
nice.
Yeah, for Q4 to do something super nice like champions t-shirt and hoodies, and you know, like notepads, something like sacks, something super cool that says this person deserves it. And we need to set up the parameters of who is a champion, why you are a champion. But I want to end right now. Thank you so much, Ed. I asked for 3 minutes and I have taken about 8. So it's your call, let's move forward. But I wanted to show and tell you all how important one individual's actions with our support and the amount of things he's doing for the entire project without getting paid, just because he cares and he believes MicroProfile is important. This matters, and how we thank him matters even more.
Thank you. Thank you. Anybody have, so let's see, what did I get out of that? We could certainly amplify this, the blog post. We can, you know, I guess there was some discussion about providing alternate language support, or
it will need to be done. The work needs to be done on bringing different microprofilers to choose to do the work. It's not that we will do it. The community will have to do it. Individuals will have to do the work.
do we want to suggest that people
Yes.
pick this up, or do we want to give them guidance, or do we just want to say, hey, these videos are available? Do we, what kinds of recommendations would we give?
We need to write a wiki, and I imagine that will fall into me. I will ask Victor to support the write-up, and we will write a wiki on this where it tells you, just like MicroProfile interviews between microprofilers, how to do it. And then we will use that wiki to move forward, right? We cannot force this. This can take maybe months for different languages to be created. And it will depend on the individual and the ownership, keeping the work. If someone owns it, right? It's going to take some time. It's super exciting.
So it's kind of my impression that a lot of this information is already available in English.
Not English. We're talking about French. We're talking about German.
Okay, so not English. So we're really looking at expanding to other languages.
Yes, we already have we have an ebook by Sisek, Harry Sisek, and we have a ebook by Philip. Both of them have written amazing things like Victor has done, in not videos, but actually books. So English is covered, and now we need different languages. So we have 2 coverage now. In those 2 coverage, total of 3, Victor, Phil, and Harry are being pushed via Twitter. Every month, their work is pushed, and we get feedback from them telling us, hey, every single time MicroProfile tweets, I get new followers, I get new feedback on my books, and it's wonderful. So we have that, and Ryan can go into detail. But in Spanish, we do not. We just started, and we will keep that stats ongoing so we know the impact on the author of the work, right? Because we cannot track who uses MicroProfile, but we can know how this work impacts him when MicroProfile tweets and when we talk about it, that kind of thing.
Okay. Anybody have other comments, suggestions? No? Okay. Great, thank you. I did my best to try and capture some commentary, and I'll push this into a into one of these box sections.
Thank you so much, Ed. I just didn't want to change the stuff for you. Thank you.
Okay, I don't know if any is, do we just want to go down this list? Is there,
Yes.
okay, this is in the order that they were in when this was handed over to me. So any updates on the, is there anything to discuss on the updates of the website back FAQs? No.
I'll be working on that this month, but I haven't been able to yet.
Okay.
And it's okay if you type it in.
Please, Debbie, I know you're like, you're so amazing. Just type it. I like, you're so beautiful. We adore you.
My
Protect
my
yourself.
laptop is choking.
It
I guess
does.
I'm trying to do too much for my poor
Mhm.
computer.
That is what Neha comes in. Neha can do the minutes for you. Come on, Neha, you can do this.
Yeah, Neha's
Yeah.
gonna do everything for me. That's not fair.
I
All right.
can type it in. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Okay, I think I got that in. All right, they're working on this month. All right, specifications button added to working group page. Ryan, I guess I like this comment. You're supposed to make the specifications page look nicer. Any progress on that?
I will look into it this week. I'll get it done this week though.
Okay.
Yeah. That's I have 2 weeks.
That's a bigger task. Make the page look nicer.
Yeah, it's very open-ended.
No limit.
Very- You could add a picture of a puppy and that would be.
I
right.
would be totally fine with
You're
it.
stealing my idea already.
Yeah. Oh, shoot. Okay. Under general tasks, let's see. Delegation August 30th coverage. I'm gonna say that's probably done. Can we
Yes.
take this off?
That is done, and it should be done once Debbie tells us about her month coming back. She has been doing this for years, but coming back and doing it in a more structured manner. Debbie is, I don't want to talk for you, so maybe you want to do it next call, given that you're delicate today, but we can keep it open until Debbie gives us her point of view on how it went the month for her. It should be like David, what is it called? Like, David needs to close her ticket. It would be, this one needs to be closed and Debbie's ticket needs to be open and say, I'm closing my ticket and this is what went down in the month for me. And lessons learned in so much that she improved and et cetera, et cetera. So yes, close this ticket. I said, let's close this ticket and just keep Debbie's ticket open until she is able to give us her retrospective.
Okay. And then the next one's done because I picked this up from Tatiana. Thank you. Infrastructure. Let's see. We tested this. I wrote up a page. We've got a bunch of comments. I have not really. I was sort of hoping if somebody else would provide comments. There haven't been any more. I guess, Amelia, I should probably just accept all that and move it forward.
Yes.
Close this out.
Mm-hmm. And once you do, then we move it to the MicroProfile working group repo, which you have total access to it, you can submit a PR or you can create a new page. It's up to
So,
you.
and the
Mhm.
idea there is export it to what, in a markdown document, HTML, what do we want?
We will follow in the Git ticket. As soon as the document is completed, it needs to go into the repo for the working group under
Right.
pages.
But
And-
in what format?
We have a few documents there, so let's just use one of those, the current word. I don't even remember.
Okay, all right, I'll just look at what's there and
Mhm.
follow it up.
Yeah.
All right, that's where to live for going forward. At that point, should I remove the Google Doc from the the original one?
Yeah, what we do is we put it into archives, documents archived, and it lives there, but it will never be touched, right? It goes into a restricted mode and it just lives there because it shows the history. What we do and what you have mentioned in the past is that in the marketing side, when we work, we use the drive and instead of working on PRs to create the documentation. And this is something for later, right? How do we make it so that we use, and instead of the drive, the wiki or the pages? We do that because working with Google is faster and easier for suggested mode. And thus far, we have never occurred because we keep the documentation in the drive and it tells you who worked and it tells you stuff, right? It's just by merit.
Okay.
So don't delete anything. We will move it.
Okay. Let's see. GitHub infrastructure. Let's see. Did you get all the names?
No, we cannot do that until the document is done. The document is what will explain to the newcomers, like Neha, like Debbie, everyone that is not a committer, what to expect. So as soon as we have the document converted into a wiki, I will add everyone that is listed here. We're just waiting and no rush, Ed. If you can get it done this week, I can work on this next week. 1 week for you to check it out and to finish it.
So the document that I'm working on in the previous item, that's really for whoever it is that's going. I guess you're right. It is kind of a, it's sort of who wants to become a triage user or contributor, and who is actually going to do the work on the Eclipse PMI, setup page.
Correct.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, we could conceivably add the people who have their email addresses here already. We could add them now.
I have all the emails and I can add them today, but I cannot do it without the document, without the wiki, because we cannot add people and answer QA and be wasting our time repeating the same things. The document explains exactly the pilot of what you and I did and how much information it went back and forth, public and private, and it's so beautiful. So we avoid wasting our time by creating the document. The document is vital to adding everyone else into what you have with Triage. So the pressure is on, Ed.
So existing committers don't need triage access.
No.
Of course not. They have access, right access. But Neha does, David do, Tatiana does. I mean, Emerson needs it. I mean, a bunch of contributors need it. So we need to unblock them.
Gotcha.
So for this triage access, that will be for all of the MicroProfile projects, right?
Correct. Yes.
Like we also need a kind of mechanism on how to request this access. So it's basically like so if someone want to contribute like on the for example MicroProfile metrics, how can they request this such access?
So you're amazing. Emily, you're amazing. Submit a Git issue, and that is not added yet into the wiki because the wiki is under review. As soon as it is done with all the revisions, we will add. If you want to be added into the MicroProfile, if you're an active contributor, right? It goes by merit. First, every committer is vigilant and can add anyone, right, by tracing, but it should be with a Git issue. We need to set up the parameters of how the process happens. And I will say Git issue, doesn't matter in what repo is added. So for example, you are under the config repo. The Git issue should come there because that committer works on that level, even though it will affect us. It doesn't need to come under the MicroProfile only, or we can say it will come under the MicroProfile. And, you know, what we want to make sure is that the marketing side doesn't process those requests, that those requests are owned by each API MicroProfile working group. You call it working group, I call it a little ecosystem, right? So we need a total scalability. That means the Git issues are required. And it's not only by the marketing. That is my thought, but we can talk about it because it's not written yet. We need to have the discussion.
So the way this is implemented today, it's done on a project-wide basis. So there's no way in the current functionality. It doesn't appear that there's any way to add this on a specific repository one at a
No,
time.
yeah, MicroProfile is one project. For Jakarta, it's going to be easy. And I did notice that you sent a note, Ed, to the platform, and you explained it in the platform call on saying, hey, Jakarta can benefit from this. It's kind of confusing because we haven't finalized the document. I think it's going to be easier to explain it once we have a cleanup and say the ownership is for the Jakarta side is going to be under each repo because they have plus 33 projects itself, you know?
It's still on a project basis. It's not on a repository basis.
Yes.
Even in Jakarta.
But MicroProfile is different. We have plus, we have,
I understand.
yeah.
What I'm sorry, I'm going back to, I think what was the question that Emily first asked, which was, how can I do this on JWT? If someone just wants to be a contributor on JWT, and I guess my point is, currently, the way this is implemented, you can't do that.
Yeah, it will need to be old MicroProfile, not.
Yeah, so yeah, I understand. So yeah, I understand the situation. So basically, the like for people, for the newcomers, they don't know. So probably the request will be on the JWT, but it will be okay. I mean, grant him or her to access all of the Git repo and the MicroProfile. However, the request and etc. probably will from the JWT GitHub repo. So yeah, we can discuss. I mean, how to like file this kind of request and etc.
Yeah, let us
Okay,
finish. Emily, great question. We can first we need to finish the wiki, and then we can say how do we create the parameters so this is scalable. We do not want marketing to be owning those requests, or we can own them if we decide, hey, let's keep it simple, let's keep it trackable here. We have a project, we can create a project and say all those people. It's super easy to remove contributors anyway, so we can keep it all under one project under the MicroProfile, or we can let every project do it. It depends on what we want. So let's talk about it later. But really good question, Emily.
Yeah, so the way it's currently implemented, anybody who has a committer rights can update this form. So
yes, but no one knows because we work on this with Chris in 2019 for 18 months. And we got it done after 8 months. And then we never publicize it. So the entire Eclipse community of 1,100 committers do not know this is available. Because I owe Chris a blog. He wrote the draft with me and we never published it because MicroProfile went into working group creation mode. So yeah, as soon as we are done with the wiki, I will revive that blog, pull in Chris and create it and draft it and push it. Push it not only to the entire community, but also to the committers, Eclipse mailing list. So we need all of it prepared. It's going to be very cool.
Yeah, sounds good. At least now we can assign Git issue to the contributors.
Yes.
But not committers, yeah.
And this will impact the 405 projects under the Eclipse Foundation, which makes me extremely happy. And it was not something done alone. It was a revived 5-year-old bug that never got traction. And thanks to Chris for letting me know, we revived it and got many others to come back to the single blog, the single issue. It was a really hard work to get it done. And those of us involved feel really happy of the impact. Thank you, Ed, for being a pilot. I really appreciate your help.
yeah, no problem. Okay, Any other more comments on anybody? Okay, doc tasks. User triage setup, we just talked about that. I guess this is maybe I can
same.
combine that one with the previous ones,
Mhm.
or perhaps I didn't copy it correctly. Marketing release guidelines document. Who currently owns this?
Debbie is doing something. She needs to create a, this is totally related. Let's leave it like it is until Debbie works with it this month. So Debbie, I got you. Debbie has to do this work so we can move directly under onboarding responsibilities. There is also Debbie go down to 492. All of it will be done this month by Debbie. Go down.
This one here.
All of it is Debbie's. So let's not.
All of this is Debbie.
Yeah, this is what
Debbie,
happens when you're a steward.
Yikes.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Let's go down here. Amelia.
Which one? I'm
Okay,
sorry.
okay. Here.
Give
This
me
one
a
is like the trackers. Let's not open it. Ed,
This one?
yeah, let's not open it, but this is about the trademarks. We have tackled already that how we're going to do it. Tatiana is not in the call, but there is a ticket where she will send a message to the working group to request for tooling for the survey. And that is happening. So this is linked to Tatiana's ticket, and the ticket has not been added. I will add the ticket to this area after this call. Apologies for that. Tatiana is traveling, so I guess I missed the mark here. And this is related to the trademarks. We wrote a draft, and it's about the Eclipse Foundation helping set up the Survey Monkey and ta-da-da-da-da. So I will add the ticket here in a moment.
Okay. Is there a time frame that we're trying to get this done by?
Yes, the email needs to be sent ASAP today or tomorrow. Because we need to know if we need to have a working group call next Monday. So depending of that message and what the Eclipse Foundation EMO replies, we will know by Wednesday, hopefully, if we need or not a call.
Okay.
You can say that I will follow up with Debbie and the Git issue that I am adding to make sure that the draft gets sent today, latest tomorrow.
Is that good enough?
Perfect. Thank you, Ed.
Sorry, when you say working group call, you mean during the marketing time?
Marketing
slot?
working
Yes, it's a schedule always on Mondays. They off.
Okay, just double checking because it's not a working. Okay, so it would be a MicroProfile working group call during the marketing slot.
Yeah, it's always
Okay.
the working group. It's a marketing working group. Trademarks compatibility is what we
Yeah.
have had since Q1 or Q2, and we continue to have, and it's a strategic, something that is blocking us and we're not moving forward. If we're not moving forward, we
Yep.
need the call to push us.
There's something on the calendar for next week.
It's always on the calendar.
Okay.
I deleted when there is nothing to tag. We don't waste the time.
Okay. Is that clear, John?
Yes, it is. Just double checking.
All right, great, thank you. Let's see, GitHub issue template.
I will tag for Debbie again. This is also Debbie's work about the releases for marketing releases and technical releases. There is a template that is missing that Debbie and Emily are already worked on with a few of us, and Debbie will finish it, and we will complete the full write-up on linking the technical release guidelines with the marketing release guidelines. There are 2 wikis created for the 2 tasks, and both of them are linked to each other. But we're waiting for one item. Debbie will work on it this month. No rush, Debbie. Just you have a lot of things to done. No, she's like, she's a blocker. Here you are, Debbie, being reminded.
Okay. let's see, trademark, so now we're actually into trademark compatibility. Ryan, have we done any of this testing, or are we still waiting?
I'm a bit lost of where we are with this because we were on some other calls and there was discussion saying that we can't use SurveyMonkey and that it's, and I don't know, I just didn't move it forward because I didn't know if we had some solution yet or there was some agreement for the survey.
Yeah, so Ryan, the status says John from iJack was concerned about GDPR and SurveyMonkey and the tooling. And we make sure in one of the community calls, Kevin shared the link to say this tool is GDPR compliant, so we can use it. However, the issue now is that we cannot set it up ourselves, or we had to see if the Eclipse Foundation set it up for us to make it, these are the 2 parameters that we need. If they can do and match the 2 parameters we need for the tool, we will use the Eclipse Foundation's services. That means they do this because it's part of what we pay for. If they cannot achieve what we need as a tool, we need transparency, we want the community to know exactly what's what, we need a stats and all these things. The key issue is created in here to make sure that all those parameters are listed, and that message is going to be sent to the Eclipse Foundation via the working group to say, to unblock us. We are just waiting for this, and it's all related, Ed. So I don't think we need to go into details. We're just waiting to send the message, and Tatiana will do it. I will remind her today via the Git issue.
Okay.
And it's tickets
So what I would
568.
prepare, it's just the visuals for them to use for the survey.
Yeah, they will not do the work. For example, they will just set up hopefully they just set up the survey, and we are the ones to own the tools. We do not want the Eclipse Foundation to be doing the work for us. We want to have complete control and management of the tools. And that is where they will have to tell us, yes, that is possible. And if it's not possible, we will have to play it like we have done with HotSuite, where we have full control of media, right?
Okay, so let me know. And
Yeah. Yes.
Moving it forward.
And all of it is related. So there is no need to talk more about each of the tickets. There are many tickets happening that are contingent on what the Eclipse Foundation will come with.
All this.
Oh, there
What
is one
about the
thing.
brand manual?
Yes, that is waiting for the logo. You know what? We have the trademark guideline needs to be updated, and that is on me and Manish. Manish is worked on drafting that document with our help and Debbie's help. So we need to pull in Manish to add the second paragraph that says the MicroProfile project chose the implementation patent. So the sentence will need to be inserted. And you can, if you can add me onto it to say Amelia with my email, I will remember to do this task with Manish because he is the one to update it. I just have not, I dropped the ball on this one from last week.
So you're going to reach out to him?
Yes, but I need to be like Amelia email there like via comments, otherwise I will forget. I already forget. Yes.
You want me to put it in the bug?
I want you to, can you put a comment here to say dash insert comment and pull my name? Like you go into insert, like in the upper section, and then you say comments. And then there is, if you would need anyone to do anything, this is how you pull us. You are organizing the agenda and pulling everything. So everything that is not done, you're like, this person needs to do that. And you just pull by email and say, get it done. You tell us.
So Ed, it's just assign Amelia with the action. You highlight it, right click, comments, and then add Amelia.
Yeah, you can say at Amelia, my email. Do you see? You don't have to send me an email privately, but you can add my email. And my email is amelia@tommytribe.com, or you can use the regular Eiras@tommytribe.com.
Like that gonna work? I'm
Yeah.
sorry, this thing is.
This is perfect. That works.
Okay.
Thank you, Ed. I am a little bit extra work, but I know what works.
Okay,
Thank you.
I didn't do that for any of the previous things. Okay. Anish, is that what it was? I'm sorry, I got lost in there. It was-
Manish. Manish.
Okay,
Perfect. Mhm.
all right. Any other branding things we should be,
No.
it's not like that's not enough. All right, content, 5-year-old, oh, I guess I passed. Did we do this?
It's fine. We're always late with the first one, the second one. It's like, we're horrible on this. Emily, I think you pulled me in and I dropped the ball on this. When you did the review, how do you feel about the tone of the blog?
I think I went through all the edit and etc. I think it's fine. Yeah.
You know, I have it seems that the blog, we need other eyes aside from the two of us. The blog
Yeah.
is going to have two authors, you and me as the publicers, but we need more contributors. When I read it, I felt that it lacked heart. So it means that it's missing something.
Well, you're
And
very good at hard emoticons.
Well, I do, but this is different. We're talking about 5 years, and last year was a lot. This year, we're still under COVID, so it's just like, it has been tough 2 years, and for everyone, but especially for MicroProfile. So I will definitely wish for anyone else to be a contributor. This blog has two authors, Emily and myself. It needs your eyes. We cannot publish it without it. It's missing stuff.
All right, I'll review.
Something. Perfect. Thank you so much, John. And I wanted to wait for this call to discuss because it's not ready for publication.
It's basically it lacks some nice emojis.
Exactly. Okay.
So
No emojis.
Yeah. So John, we will add you as a contributor at the end. So say, edits, contributor John. But please review it sometime this week.
Absolutely.
If we can publish it next week, that would be amazing. But it's just not enough, not good enough. That's my feedback.
Yeah, I haven't read for a while. Yeah, good, John. You put something in. Same goes to all of the us here, and then add any passion.
Yeah.
So all of our passion will add up to make
Yes.
it. Yeah, great.
Please use it suggested mode so we can see the changes. And when you do, if you change anything or if you review it, use the Git issue to say, hey, I have reviewed it and I added some comments. If you do not use the Git issue, we will not know that it was edited. So please be kind to us, especially Emmy and I, they have been working on this for a while. Use the Git ticket.
Okay, John, I highlighted you and I made a comment with your name in it.
All righty.
You're
We'll
so
see how this
amazing, Ed.
I feel so special now.
I feel powerful.
Good. Assign people tasks.
All right, any other? I'll just sort of offer, when we do the 5.0 launch, that might be a, good time to include something about the 5 years.
Yes, hopefully it's published before that.
Well, what'll be
Sure.
interesting is that, if we think about it from a marketing perspective, it could be MicroProfile 5.0 released on, 50-year anniversary. Not exactly the day, but, 5 major releases in 5 years.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, celebrate a birthday with MicroProfile 5.0 release.
Yeah, so timing the release of this might be interesting in the context of a 5.0 release.
You know what is so cool? That we can add, we always write release blogs for MicroProfile, and we can add this one. Never before we have had a blog linked to a release. And it's time for us to do that, like to educate a little, be a little bit more caring with previous work And I think that's a great idea. So Emily, let's finish this with the help of all of you that will review what is lacking from the current blog.
Yeah, and then maybe it's worth meeting also we do a quick no video recording or something like that. Everybody says something about MicroProfile, like a Java 25 years old kind of thing. We could make it even more special, like how MicroProfile helps you. It's basically a couple of sentences each, and then have some famous face.
Mhm.
That would be something quite good.
Yes, I agree. But we need to finish the blog first. And then if we want to do
Yeah.
a video that says, join this, tell us your 5 years and what do you think about MicroProfile, that would be awesome. 20 minutes. I said 10 minutes video, consumable.
Yeah, have a few people have include many faces.
We need a lot of people. It would be Zoom. The more the merrier.
Yeah.
And we can make an explosion like saying 5 years release, MicroProfile 5, join this goal. And we can have a lunch party.
Oh, cake.
No,
Jeez.
no, not happening. No.
Oh my God, who's saying cake?
You don't like cake? I like
I
cake.
love cake.
Oh,
I love
never,
Problem, I
yeah.
like cake and I'm trying to lose weight.
Yeah.
Virtual
So-
cake.
So this is great. We should do something for 5 because it's a 5th year for MicroProfile, and John is absolutely right. We can do it during the MicroProfile. We can use a community call to be super biased, or we can do it in the lunch day and say, this date, we have a Zoom call, anyone can join. The call is going to be recorded and it's going to be, a part of a blog. We can just, check out with the release we just added. I think that would be super cool.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Actually, is during the call we can record. Everyone say a couple of sentences about MicroProfile. We cut that, and then it's kind of we push it out. That'll be
Yes.
quite nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm saying
tweet
John will
about
have to
it.
do the editing because
Yeah.
it's YouTube.
John is good at it.
Doomch, yes.
Okay. Then one more here, right? CN4J messaging, MicroProfile website, working group page, updates. Is there
So,
any progress on this
yeah,
one?
no. So Ed, we need to bring the discussion in this, and this needs to be put maybe at the beginning for next call discussion. This is the thing. We added CN4J messaging. That is not even CN4J. We added the Jakarta MicroProfile messaging to the MicroProfile working group page. And we added a description. You can see it in the page. Can you click on the page here, working group page? And we showed you 2 weeks ago what it was done. The question is, we work so hard in the documents and we need to push it via Twitter. In the Twitter message, clearly Debbie is owning this work as well. She will draft a Twitter draft where it states the heart of the messaging. You go down in the bottom under knowledge. And there in knowledge, it tells you the last thing, position and message. So then Debbie has volunteered to review the document and draft via a Git issue, something that we can push constantly, like we do for other messages, like the prospectus, the charter, and all these other things. Once we do, that is going to be a schedule. So the document is live, and as I remember, like maybe twice a month, we tweet it. So we're missing the tweet, and it's going to be reviewed by many of us. That is so important. It cannot be done just by Debbie and myself as a reviewers. Once that is done, that means we're kind of happy with whatever Debbie has drafted. We will bring the concept here for this call to be reviewed in extra eyes, right? Because we are talking about Jakarta and MicroProfile and why we think what a strong powerful collaboration. This document took months to make. We finished it on July 30th, and we started it in the middle of March. So the tweets needs to be clear, and it's super important that we don't mess up or create illusions of something that is not true.
I thought I saw somewhere that we had the CN4J messaging already decided, right?
Yeah, it is decided, and we have, this is completed, this is final version, but we need to change something in here. Page 9, the Jakarta project chose also implementation patent, so we will have to adjust that as soon as here we have organizational. The Jakarta chose also implementation patents, so we will delete that, and it will only leave two difference, and that is not related to the tweets. So Debbie, this is completed. We just need a draft, and you nicely said last time, a few weeks ago, hey, I can take it, I'll go on this and carve something that can be reviewed before we push it. And one of the reasons why I don't want to do this is because I was really close to the work done here. So it needs different eyes. It needs someone that has not been on those calls to be absolutely unbiased. What do you get from the document? Do you see what I mean? Totally
Kinda.
new eyes.
I was on a couple of those calls, but
Yes.
I get what you mean.
Yeah, it was months, Debbie, months.
Yeah, I know.
So I'm too close, so I will be a failure to create a good draft that is not so attached. We need something that is exact to the messaging. So thank you so much for the ownership. And Ed, you can add Debbie in the email as well. For all the tasks that she has, she needs to be added in the emails as well, all of them.
If you forget some, Ed, it's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's the last one here.
That's amazing. We got done. 5
Ballpark
minutes
test.
early.
Any of these,
Nope.
no, we don't want to
Avoid it. Avoid it.
stay away from the ballpark. Okay.
Yes.
I
Anybody
want
have
to
anything
say
else?
the format, the new format is really good.
This is Debbie and Ed's.
That's beautiful, really.
I just made it. I did what I was asked.
Yeah, the addition of
that's-
the categories though is really good.
Don't look to me for
Yeah.
design.
Debbie, this is
Yes.
a great addition. Super great addition.
Yeah, great. So I have a question, like in the next call, so if there's a new gating issue, so that means like the Ed will look at the gating issue prior to the meeting and then create a table. So how do we handle it?
Usually what I did, there was a mistake, is to add it in here. I wish we should pull Ed into the ticket as a second comment and say, Ed, this ticket is ready for processing.
I
Because
didn't realize that that's what you were doing there. Sorry. I would have put it
Yes.
in.
Yeah. I just made a mistake because I was in a rush. But the thing is that I think we should help you. We don't want to create a messes. And sometimes you will see things and you can adjust based on the priority. That is your duty. You can do whatever you want with order. So then that means if we pull you into the ticket and said, Ed, this is ready, you can import it and say this is happening, right? So that means that the ticket needs to have all the information to be processed. If it doesn't, you need to find it and say, hey, this doesn't make sense. What's going on? And like that, it can be corrected. It's every 2 weeks. So it shouldn't take so much work, but it will make us better communicators. Clearly, I failed on this one. I put it outside and I was like, hey, this is ready for consumption, but we didn't have the template yet revised. So I didn't want to add it.
Yeah, I didn't do that till like Friday afternoon. So
Yeah. And I was out by then.
The one thing that still bothers me about this format is that we have so many issues that are connected, but they're kind of not together. Do you know what I mean? When we go over them, it's like, oh yeah, this one, and then number 492 and 575, they're all the same.
So do you think we should put them all in under one box? I'm +1 on that one.
Maybe, or maybe we don't need an issue for every
We do.
piece.
Actually, Debbie, there are tasks that are undertaken a lot of time, and every task needs a Git issue. I will be reluctant for us to drop the work into compress it into one. We can link different issues like we do, but there is a lot of work being done in different tasks that takes a lot of days. It is unfair to keep them just as one because work is lost in that traceable.
Yeah.
Like you have a lot of tasks
So-
completed. So so many tickets, Debbie, on your task, right?
Yeah, and a lot of them go together. So once a part is done, I feel like there'll be 2 or 3 issues that are done with it.
Correct, but they're all linked and it's nice to have them traceable. This is linked to this and this is why. It's just major undertaking. I think, what do others feel?
So for tasks like that, where there's a lot of subtasks, you know, those epic kind of tasks where you have, you create a checkbox in the issue and then you just refer to the secondary issue. I find those quite handy, right? Because then you can just work this in the issue tracker in GitHub, and you can look immediately at it and see which ones have been done and which ones haven't, because GitHub will cross them out for you.
We do that for releases.
So-
I also find it useful.
So Ed, are you volunteering to clean up and link all the tickets to one new ticket saying this are related and move forward? Do you see what I mean?
I'll tell you what, I'll make, there definitely was a bunch of stuff that's all related about the triage user, and then another bunch of
Trademarks.
stuff about the trademark. I can make, I'll make an epic task that I'm thinking of, and we can certainly look at that next time.
Perfect.
Okay.
Debbie, are you happy?
With that, yes. With my mouth.
Well, we'll see how it goes, right? We can keep evolving.
All right.
Now we're
By the
at the
way-
top of the hour, so
Yeah, I'll probably punt on the next call. But I will upload this call and the next call later today.
Thank you so much. And Emily, you have access to YouTube already? Last time you and John had to do that kind of work. The ticket was closed, and I'm not sure if you already have access to YouTube to help with the experts. No,
I haven't tried. I haven't. I think John is doing very well.
It's part of my workflow.
okay.
It's fine.
So,
Yeah.
but Emily, the platform calls are not being updated to the YouTube mailing list. So you expect also John to do this. And if you expect John to do that, you need to follow a Git ticket and say, hey, John, can you export this? And you just say, these are the calls, the dates, right? Because the calls.
Which platform call? You mean the technical call?
The technical call.
I thought John already handled that as well.
Well, I just upload them. I mean, I don't send any notes around saying that the call has been uploaded, if that's what you're asking, Amelia.
Oh, yeah, I missed that because it doesn't get retweeted, right? If you're doing that work, it should be retweeted via the handle.
Yeah, I CC MicroProfile IO in my tweet.
Yes, and if you do that, then I think I have missed it. So I will just do better at retweeting. Okay.
Yeah, or maybe I forgot to tweet. It might have been me as well, but I'm pretty good about it. Okay.
Yeah. You were.
Yes.
You have been keeping is them pretty much up to date. Okay, thank you.
All right, thanks everyone.
all right.
Cheers.
Yep.
Great job.
Thank you.
Bye.
Kisses. Bye.
Yep, bye.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Bye.
everyone. Bye.
Bye.